Hello and welcome to another episode of the Confident Musician Show. You are tuning into 5 pro tips on how to transcend the fear of failure. My name is Brett Cusack and my artist name is Megalove, and I am a musician, songwriter, music educator, and life coach. And at The Confident Musician, we help musicians to overcome self-doubt and overwhelm and create more confidence than you ever thought possible so you can make music, make a difference, and share your unique talent with the world. If you find something useful, valuable, or interesting in this video, please let us know in the comments. Your feedback is super helpful. And if you know somebody else who has a fear of things happening bad in the future, please tag them in this video or send it to them in a DM. Alrighty, let's jump into our 5 pro tips. Boom. Tip number 1 is to know your values and priorities. And so what I'm talking about here is your priority list. And so if your priority list and your thing that you're trying to do in the future are not aligned, it's going to be very difficult. You might be very frustrated. You might be experiencing some fear of things going wrong. But at the end of the day, you cannot have a pleasure without a pain. So if you're experiencing some fear, it's a future emotion appearing real. So the first thing we've got to do is make sure we're very clear about what is actually most important to us. So what we do is we look for 3 to 5 things that we can stay focused on for hours and hours and hours. You're self-starting in these areas and no one has to remind you to do it. So tip number 1 is to get really clear about what's most important to you. So what we now need to do is identify what these future fears are and just write them down. And then what are the worst case scenarios of those things happening? So it could be you might release a song and nobody listens to it. It could be you do your first Facebook Live, or you do a collaboration and it doesn't work out, or you do a gig and people don't like it and people don't come. And what else could there be? You might do a collaboration or you might write a song and no one listens to it. So what are the fears associated to that? And what are the worst case scenarios? Like people might not like it. You might be teased, or someone might be mean to you, or no one listens to it, or you might lose money, or you might lose friends. So when you start to identify these worst case scenarios and actually start to speak them or write them down, you actually start to go, oh, okay, this is why I keep stalling on what it is that I'm trying to do. Tip number 3 is where we start to tip the scale, because we can't have a pleasure without a pain and a pain without a pleasure. So life is always happening for us in a way. So when we're experiencing some sort of fear, it's just giving us some information. Our body's giving us some information that we have a perception that isn't serving us anymore. So our brain's primary purpose is to keep us safe. So it will do everything in its power to make sure that you do not step outside of your comfort zone, which includes voices in your head, bad feelings, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks later, we're back on the pizza and a beer going, hang on a minute, why is this happening? So what we want to do here at tip 3 is to start to identify what are the benefits of these things coming true. What are the benefits of people not liking your music? What are the benefits of no one coming to your first gig? What are the benefits of people being mean to you online? And this process is not to traumatize you, but it is to help you start to see that when you start to look for hidden benefits of something happening or silver linings, you actually start to see that this part of the journey is actually on the way instead of in the way. So some advantages or benefits of somebody not liking your music is you actually go, okay, cool. Is this actually worth me doing? Is this a song just for me, or is this something I actually want to learn more about? And so you might go and get a teacher or somebody or a coach or a collaborative partner to help you write better music. If no one comes to your gig, you'll start to realize that maybe it's not a performance thing, it's a marketing thing. We actually need to learn how to enroll people in your story and message and actually get them along. So starting to look for the benefits of your fears coming true will actually start to see you that part of the journey is on the way. And I guarantee you, the people that are further along their journey than you have had all of these experiences happen to them, and they have developed a much tougher skin as a result, which is what we kind of need to be in original music. That is for sure. So yeah, find 20 to 50 benefits for each one. Tip number 4 is to look at the drawbacks of your fear not coming true. Now, this might be a bit of a weird thing for most people to start thinking about, but what you'll start to find is that if you start to acknowledge that the drawbacks of something not coming true, you'll start to realize that that's probably what you're experiencing now anyway. So an example of that is if somebody doesn't give you feedback that isn't overly supportive, or that might be challenging or critical or just plain mean, if that doesn't come true, you don't actually learn how to manage and then assess that situation and think things through logically and actually go, which part of these things are actually true for me? So something is always happening in order to help you grow and evolve as a human being. So if you can start to identify the drawbacks of something not coming true, you'll, one, start to see that those things are happening for you now anyway, and that will help you start to see that if you're looking at only the drawbacks of something, you're starting to realize that they're happening no matter what anyway. So that will give you the ability to actually choose, okay, I'm going to have this happen whether I do this or not. Let's pick the thing that's actually going to help me learn and grow. Very, very powerful tool. What are the drawbacks of your fear not coming true? Tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along your journey to help speed up the process. And that's why I've created all of my latest online events and trainings. And you can check out what I've got on offer on the link below this video in the link tree. All right, let's recap our 5 pro tips on how to transcend the fear of failure. Tip number 1 is to really know what your values and priorities are. So if your thing that you're feeling or fearing or that you're trying to do and you're fearing the fear of it coming true in the future is not actually aligned with what's actually most important to you right now, it's probably unlikely that you're going to do it anyway. And the fear is actually just keeping you safe so you don't go and do something that's actually not actually important to you. So a good example of that is that you might realize that you're trying to be an original musician and get your music out there, but your priorities are actually your work and your family and providing for them. And going to do original music is going to take you away from doing those things. So you might be experiencing some fear, and just in order to keep you exactly where you want to be, if you want to change that fear and actually go and do the things you want to do, I can help you with that as well. Tip number 2 is identify what those fears are and what are the worst case scenarios of those things coming true. So this process is not to traumatize you. It is just to help you become aware of what you're actually afraid of so we can actually start to process it. Your mind and body is just giving you information or mindset cues that let you know that you need to do some work. And that's what I help people to do, start to understand that there's actually some processing and tools that can actually help you move along that direction. So tip number 3 is what are all the benefits of those scenarios coming true? What are all the benefits of no one liking your music? What are all the benefits of not getting all the streams on Spotify? What are all the benefits of putting heaps of time and energy into something and not working out? What are all the benefits of no one coming to your first gig or your first performance? What are all the benefits of someone calling you out online and saying, hey, this is not very good? Tip number 4 is what are all the drawbacks of your fear not coming true? So starting to look at the downsides of staying where it is that you are. And you'll start to realize that it's not helping you to develop a thick skin. It's making you feel a little bit silly, which are all the things that you're probably going to experience when you move forward anyway. So you're experiencing the negatives whether you do it or not. So pick the thing that's actually going to help you move. Tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along the journey to help speed up the process. It is going to cost you some money to invest in getting somebody to help you. And if you think that I might be the right person, yes, it is going to cost you some hard-earned cash, but you can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. So many of my clients tell me, Brett, I wish I did this sooner. So if you feel like I could be the right person to work with, there is a link to a 15-minute Q&A below this video or in the description where you can book a time with me to have a chat about what's happening with your career, where you want to be able to go, and what you might need help with. And if I think we're the right fit to work together, then I can help share with you a strategy that might involve either some music lessons, some songwriting, networking, collaboration events, some coaching, an online course, or something that might help you along that journey. So if you are curious, please book a call with me right now. I do have limited spaces available for those calls each week, so please make sure you book in a call right away. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you found something useful, valuable, interesting, let us know in the comments. If you know somebody else who is having trouble transcending their fear of failure, please tag them in this video. And until next time, make music, make a difference, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye. Yeah, yeah, yeah.